What's going on, everybody? And welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Mariners. I have not talked about the Mariners in a while. It's been months. I think the last time I made a video was before that we went to the ALCS. So I have just not gotten a chance to make a video on the Mariners. I've been really focused on the Seahawks, and I've just been busy with life. So combine those two, and well, no Mariners videos, but. The 2026 season is here. It crept up on me. For some reason, I was thinking opening day was next week, but it's not. It's today at 7:10 p.m. for us, my time. So, I got a lot to talk about. I'm kind of gonna recap a lot of things that happened in the offseason. Obviously there were some crazy things that happened this offseason. So, I'm gonna talk about the couple big things that happened and kind of just talk about the opening day roster and talk about today and just talk about how we could do this season. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Mariners and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. All right, so man, before I even get into 2026, I need to leave off. I've left off at 2025, and I have some unfinished business that I need to talk about. We went to Game 7 to the ALCS. We all of us Mariners fans know that. I'm just the one late talking about it. We went to the ALCS. We were up 2-0. We had a long and hard fought ALCS against the Toronto Blue Jays. Came down to the wire against none other than George Springer in Game 7. We were up. We had a chance to take it and go to the World Series for the first time in franchise history, but unfortunately we could not get it done. It's the farthest we've ever been in the playoffs as a history, which is kind of sad if you think about, but it happened. It happened at least last year, and at least right now we're competitive. And I'm very happy with how the season went. Yes, we didn't go and win the World Series. We didn't even go to the World Series, but I'm very happy that we won the division and we won a playoff series, and we were outmatched, and we just faced a better team. I like that. I like that we battled our hearts out, and it was a long-fought series in the end. Obviously, in the moment, I was pissed because we kept giving up bleeds, and pitchers were just laying goose eggs, but, that was in the moment. After that, you got to appreciate that we had the best season this team has seen in 20 years, 20-plus years, 25-ish years. So you gotta revel in that, and obviously we didn't get it done to go to the World Series and all, but we're looking up. We have basically the same roster. I'll get into that in a bit, but we have basically the same roster with minus a couple of people. But I'm happy with what Jerry Dipoto has done to the team, and I've been giving shit to Jerry Dipoto for the past several years. I won't say several, past few years, and there's a reason why I'm the one making videos and he's the one being the president of baseball operations. And I even got to give a shout out to John Stanton for easing the pressure off, easing the restrictions, I should say, off of Jerry Dipoto and letting him do his thing. We re-signed Cal Raleigh last year to a mega deal. We re-signed Josh Naylor to a mega deal this offseason, which was a massive win for us. And not only that, we went and traded for Brendan Donovan, an all-star utility player who is really, really good, very great contact hitter. I think he hit in like the 290s last year. This guy is. We obviously traded like Ben Williamson. I think it was a 3-team trade with the Rays. Ben Williamson went to the Rays, and we traded some people. But I was very happy with that trade right there. We got a person that we can throw in at any position. We could throw in at third base. We can throw in at second base. It seems I think he's going to be third base. I could be wrong, but he can play outfield. He can play infield. Like, this dude is a versatile guy, and he's basically a better version of Dylan Moore. Like, in terms of a better hitter, better hitting Dylan Moore, basically. Because Dylan Moore was a great utility player. It's just he was not good at hitting. He had strong moments, but he just could not maintain a consistent hitting pattern. So I really, really like that. I really love that trade that we did. And Jerry Dipoto was out here. He's now showing that we are in win now. And this is a win now moment for us. So from here on out, whatever happens, Jerry Dipoto has done his part. He did his part. We built a playoff championship caliber team that was just one win away from the World Series last year. And we have a lot of the same players. A lot of the core is still here. So I just love where we are at. And Jerry Dipoto might be taking a book out of John Schneider's page with how he's building this roster, but it seems as though he's keeping the team, even though we didn't win the World Series last year. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl, and yet we are retaining 20 out of 22 starters. And here we have literally 7 of the 9 people that are in our lineup we had last year. So that's what you got to do. You have to have continuity. Excuse me. You have to have continuity at the plate, and you just have to have the same people. You don't want to keep mixing and matching. I feel like that's what we've been doing a lot the past few years. And now that we have a solid, opening day roster with a lot of the same people last year, I think we're in a good spot to contend for the division again this year. We are division champions, and until that changes, we are the reigning division champions. So we got to go set out to prove that this year. The Astros are already losing to the Angels 1-0, which is, it's opening day, so you cannot, just like week 1 of the NFL, opening day, you especially opening day, you can't take it. You have to take it lightly. You have to take it with a grain of salt, because it's game 1 out of game 162. Simple as that. So even if we lose today against the Guardians, it's game 1 out of game 162. The Seahawks went 0-1 last year, and then went off and won the Super Bowl. It just does not matter, especially in baseball, since really the first 10 games don't even matter. Hell, even the first 15 games don't even matter, maybe even 20, just because of how many games there are. It's a long season, so anything can happen. Other teams go into slumps. Your team gets into a rhythm. It's on a heater. That's usually what we do. We are usually a second half team. But my thing about this team was, if we can establish ourselves in the first half, in the first half we're usually a mediocre team. Usually 30 to 30, sometimes maybe a couple games above 500. But we're usually mediocre entering the trade deadline and exiting the trade deadline. And usually in the second half, we just turn on the Jets. If we can figure out how to turn on the Jets from the get-go and keep pushing it, we can be like the 2022 Astros, man. That's what they were. In the beginning, they were great. In the middle, they were great. In the end of the season, they were great. In the playoffs, they freaking destroyed everybody. So if we can do that, we will have the momentum all throughout the season to go and potentially make a deeper playoff run than just Game 7 of the ALCS, which is still a deep playoff run. Don't get me wrong. Albeit we had the bye, but we still were one game away from winning or going to the World Series and winning the pennant. So if we can, my thing is if we can have this fight and get started from the get-go, we will see a lot of success from this team, and we potentially could see his team winning 95-plus games. We won 90 games last year with having a pretty start. So, and it was the same record we had in 2022 when we when we had the wild card. If we can build on that and add an extra 5 to 10 games more, have another 100-game year, 100-win season maybe, this team can go places, and it already went places last year. We won a playoff series, and we were, like I said, we won the division, won a playoff series, and we were one game away from the World Series. Excuse me. So we got to start off strong, and we got to continue it. We can't just be 10-5 and then decide to go, end up being 20-20. Like, you got to have a strong start. I can't emphasize that enough. But even like I said, even if we lose this game today, opening day, it's game 1. It does not matter. So I'm normally not want to talk about spring training. I do kind of want to talk about that a bit. I was working spring training for our rivals. I won't say who, but for our rivals. And man, I was a little perturbed by a lot of the, obviously it's spring training. It's basically like the preseason of the NFL and like the summer league. But I was a little perturbed by the pitching. I mean, I saw this team give up like 4 touchdowns worth of runs against, I don't know if it was the Padres. Maybe it was the Padres. I don't remember. We got belted, essentially. We got belted 28-6. And normally I wouldn't remember a spring training score like that, but that was bad. That was really, really bad. And Luis Castillo, Angels have scored. Luis Castillo, he got shelled that game. And keep in mind, a lot of other players. I mean, like I said, it's spring training. I got to take it with a grain of salt, but you just can't help but notice, and just can't help that maybe we were just you just can't help but think. Hopefully, this doesn't translate to the actual season. Logan Gilbert had a couple times where he was a little rough. So I think Brian Wu was nice. Bryce Miller was hurt, but even then when he was in, I don't think he did the best. So hopefully, they were just trying different things and it didn't work out from what they normally do, and I'm just being a negative Nancy, and I'm just overthinking it because it's spring training. But you couldn't help but notice. But back to the overall last season. I mean, it was a great season. Jerry Dipoto, he shut me up. I said this. He doesn't care about the team. John Stanton didn't care about the team. They seemed to shut that up a bit because we went on a playoff run last year and we were looking good to potentially win the division again this year. So hopefully we can make something of this season. Like I said, we have a lot of the same people. Speaking of going into this season, let's talk about this season. So opening day roster was released a few days ago. Or I guess yesterday maybe. So I forget we signed Rob Refsnyder. I believe he was with the Red Sox last year? But he was an outfielder, and he was with the Red Sox. Yeah, Red Sox. So we have him, and he's just a good veteran presence to have. It's good. It's kind of like signing DeMarcus Lawrence or Cooper Kupp. Signing a veteran presence to be on your team. So we'll see how he does. I think he's a good contact hitter. So, 269, 270 essentially last year. That's not bad. So, I like that signing. Excuse me. But basically, we have a lot of the same people from last year. We got Eduardo Brazardo. He's back. Matt Brash is back. Luis Castillo's still here. Cooper Criswell. That's a new guy. Jose A. Ferrer. That's a new guy. He's a lefty, which is nice because we only had one lefty in Gabe Spire. Logan Gilbert, Emerson Hancock, who, he's shown promise, but he's also shown he can get shelled. George Kirby, Casey Legumina, who I thought was solid last year. Munoz, of course, Gabe Spire, Vargos, and Brian Wu. So we have a lot of the same pitchers. We have the same pitching cores last season, so should not be a surprise there. Infield, we got Ryan Bliss. That's great to see. Josh Naylor, Leo Rivas, and man, do I like to see this. Cole Young. Now, last year, he only batted like 220, but he was 21, and he had a couple walk-offs. He's 22 years old, and he already has 2 walk-offs in his career. So there might be something in this guy, and he's going to be starting at second base. He's starting at second base. I'll show that in the opening lineup. Randy Arozarena, Dominic Canzone, Victor Robles, and Julio Rodriguez, same people as last year. So awesome. Brendan Donovan, a welcome addition. Luke Raley and Rob Refsnyder, infield / outfield. So that's good. So they're like flex positions. And then the catcher, we got Mitch Garver and then Cal Raleigh. So Mitch Garver's back. He is back as our backup catcher again. Just a good veteran presence. I've not really liked Garver because he's been very bad at the plate, but I mean, he is. There's really not a lot of good backup catchers out there. So I mean, you got to deal with what you're given, I suppose. But this is basically the same roster we had last year, outside of a couple new people, a couple new faces. Same roster, and you go to the opening lineup, and look at this. I mean, it's just a great lineup. I mean, Brendan Donovan, obviously, he's going to be leading off. He's playing third base as I expected. He's leading off because he's the contact hitter. Great. We love that. Cal Raleigh second. I'm a little confused as to why Cal Raleigh is second. Obviously, it's just opening day, but he's a cleanup. He's more of a cleanup guy. I mean, Naylor is too, though. I suppose. Raleigh. I mean, it doesn't really matter who those first 5 people are. I mean, Arozarena is a pop guy, so I guess you want to have him a little bit lower. But Raleigh, Rodriguez, Naylor, Arozarena, Raley, Canzone, Young, Rivas. I mean, every single person outside of Donovan was here last year. So, and this is great to see Canzone on the opening day roster, man. I mean, this dude has shown some pop. So, I love that. Obviously, we're missing are missing. There's one name absent from here, J.P. Crawford, who's starting off the year on the IL, unfortunately. And I've had mixed things to say about him. I think he's mostly a positive though in the grand scheme of things because he's a great veteran presence and he's our shortstop. So obviously we have Rivas, who I think he's a good switch hitter. He's feisty at the plate. I really like Rivas. I feel like a lot of times he can get long drawn out at bats. Obviously there are some times where he can go quickly, but there are times where he can have a long at bat. We've seen that from him. So I really like this lineup. We have guys that have their own strengths, and we can with the way they're positioned, we can use them to their advantage. I mean, use their abilities to their advantage. I mean, Canzoni's a pop guy, but he's shown he can also get contact. Young, he's shown that he can come up in clutch moments. Rivas, he's shown up. He's shown he can come up in clutch moments as well. Honestly, all these guys have shown up. They can come up in clutch. Naylor, Rodriguez, Raleigh, Donovan. I'm pretty sure. I haven't really seen much from him when he was on the Cardinals, but I'm pretty sure him as well. So this is just great. I mean, this is great, and I feel like we have a good year ahead of us. So we'll see what happens, but I think we are in a really good spot. I really hope we start off the year with a W. I think that is deserving of him, and he's had some huge moments last year, so I think that's good on him that he gets the opening day nod. We got Gilbert, who is having a second consecutive opening day nod as well. That's good for him. He's a great pitcher, an elite pitcher. So I'm glad that we have him as our opener on the mound. Just to think, a few years ago it was Luis Castillo. Now it's Logan Gilbert who's taking the mantle. So I really like to see that. But I think the one thing that we got to really focus on this season is, like I said, having that fast start. But in terms of like functionally and operationally, obviously we got to continue having a good offense. We had a top 10 offense last year. We got to keep that going. We've shown promise in spring training. Obviously, like I said, it's spring training, so you got to take spring training with a grain of salt. But this offense has shown that it can put up runs and put up runs quickly. So I really like that, and let's see what happens this year with this offense. Pitching-wise, we have to, be top 10 as well. We have to go back to that 2023, 2022 dominance, 2024 dominance as well. The 2022 to 2024 stretch. 2025 last year, we had we were a little rocky at times, but we came up and, we got shelled at times. So I kind of want to go back to like 2024 where we had the best pitching squad in the league. 2023 even, we had a really, really great year that year, 2022 as well. If we can have another great year, another top 5 in pitching, top 5 in ERA, top 10 in ERA, along with a good offense, we will be in a good spot to go and make a World Series appearance and win the American League. So that's really what we really got to do. And I think a lot of with hitting wise, like these guys have to be patient. And obviously, it's easier said than done. But got to be patient. Good things come to those who wait. It's simple as that. And honestly, I've kind of been going to batting cages recently, and I've kind of realized that myself. I mean, obviously, I'm nowhere. I'm comparing me hitting 70 miles an hour fastballs to 95 and up mile an hour fastballs. There's no competition there, but I can see, you understand the fundamentals of sitting at that plate and getting a pitch. You sitting on a pitch that you want, and once you do, and you smack it out the ballpark, it feels great. So obviously, I'm just going on a little personal rant for no reason, but being patient is key, and I've learned that myself. And I'm sure these players who obviously are getting paid millions of dollars and have trained their entire life to do this, they know that as well. And I'm hoping the hitting coaches like Edgar Martinez and Seitzer, I hope he does well. They do as well. And honestly, having them as guiding our hitting, great. Kevin Seitzer, he led the World Series to that great year, and he's had a top 10 offense and pretty much everywhere he's gone. Awesome. And then you have Edgar Martinez, who's one of the best designated hitters of all time, coaching these guys. These guys are bound to have a good offense again this year. So I would assume these guys are going to be good on offensively, and we have to have a complete year. It's as simple as that. You saw what happened when the Seahawks had a complete year on both sides of the ball. We won the Super Bowl. So we got to have the same thing here with the Mariners. So I think that we have a really good chance to do that, and I'm excited for the season. I mean, I've kind of, I've been watching highlights of last year, the playoff run that we had, and just sometimes some of the highlights we had throughout the regular season. And man, I've been really happy. So I'm excited, and let's start off strong. Let's go get this win today against the Guardians, and let's go have a good season, man. It's the 50th year, about enter our 50th season. So very excited for this. Maybe just like this, how the Seahawks won the Super Bowl in their 50th season. Maybe the Mariners can win the World Series in their 50th season. So let's see. Let us see. But yeah, I think that's all I have for this video. I will be making Mariners videos periodically throughout the season. I won't make one after every game, because since there's 162 games, but I will make some throughout the season periodically for sure. So stay tuned for that. And if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Mariners and Seattle sports content. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day, and go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken.